Hi friends, it's Amalia Beth back with Mission Lamp, and this is a first video in a series about manifesting heaven that the universe and I have decided to co-create for you. Thank you, universe, because that's what we need to do is keep manifesting heaven. And there's so much that I've been getting so many different realizations, and I realize that I can kind of encompass all of this into one series about heaven because they all are about that. So yeah, I guess one little anecdote I wanted to share is I was at a music festival this past summer called Lock-In. Maybe you've been. It's pretty fantastic when all of this passes. And I was sitting with a small group of friends, just like listening to this incredible music pouring over us. And that music just in that moment felt so just grand and beautiful and perfect to me. Of course, it was Bob Weir. And but I just had this really, in that moment, I had this one insight about heaven that I think so often as a society, we're kind of really like wrapped up in this, like, oh, well, that, they're on the stage and like they've made it, as like this perfectly embodied, successful on all the levels of success entity. And what the universe was kind of showing me is like, actually, yeah, like those people have, unfortunately, actually one person that music festival actually commits suicide. So for one thing, you don't really know what's going on with people. But for another thing, for the people that have like really embodied, so I pray for that person is, hopefully in another form of heaven right now and doing okay there. Yeah, but for another thing, what God told me in that moment is that we need to be really operating on a much more micro scale. So instead of thinking about like this starting out thinking, maybe long term, everyone's path is different and beautiful and unique. But for most of us, at least, those same incredible gifts that the people on that stage were sharing, what feels so good is the fact that they are embodying their gifts. It's not necessarily has to be about reaching hundreds of thousands of people. It's more so about, and I was sitting with my group of friends and I just got this clear image of, how do you start to share your gifts and your beauty and perfection and embody that and create on a small scale a heaven in your own, world, your own friends, your own family, your own community, just on a smaller scale. What comes to my mind too is like growing gardens and like farmers markets and everybody. I'm going to make a video about this aspect, but like everybody just sharing, what is naturally and good for them to share, and then receiving so much back from somebody else, what is natural for them to share. And, just really, it's like, it's ego, but on such a smaller scale where it's like, you really, appreciate one another. And then you therefore are kind of, you're like, you are the magic. You are co-creating heaven together. And, dang, there's so much to share. Like I simultaneously, like I know that has been so much conditioning and patterns and suffering in the world, and that all, it's not like suddenly everything is like dandy, but when you think on a smaller scale of how you can take what can you actually do in your own little world and life, if you can't, it's kind of like we're in this thing on the long term, like another image I got from God is like, okay, I don't want to lose you guys. But I guess, yeah, just to start off with that image of how do you begin to create your own true little world of perfection and not be in thinking about how what you have to offer is so valuable just to those around you. And I'm gonna share a wonderful video that I highly recommend about a woman's near-death experience in the description below. So I hope you check that out too. Thanks to Brian for getting us connected with her. And yeah, I guess that is, yeah, I'm gonna, in this series, I definitely plan to talk about like themes of finances and finding your heavenly ways to, be supported, and the heaven that is both, within your own health, having your body as a temple and having your home and your own environment around you as a temple. And sorry, my phone just did something funky. Think about this. Yeah, I don't even know exactly. We're just going to keep flowing with it and keep sharing. But I just wanted to, share that for now. And yeah, and also just how can we continue to create heaven even alongside and amidst the things that are more challenging within our own self and within, the world at large. Like, heaven is not about getting like suddenly everything's perfect and everything is healed. We are helping to transform the planet, and it's not something, nature is very patient. We feel the pain and we feel the desire to have something now, and have it all be better now. And have everything we want at the tips of our fingers and all of that. And I think it just, universe like wants to remind us too, like the image I was going to share earlier was this image of like a long, very long yellow brick road. And it's like all of us are just around in the year 2020, only, 8 years into the new era of Aquarius and the shift from unhealthy, the shadow patriarchy, to hopefully what we're trying to create is balanced male and female relationships of both divine. So anyways, that's a whole other topic. But this image was like all of us just around this. I got this a few years ago, just around one yellow brick in this giant yellow brick road that we were all carefully, planting down. And it's like, that's what's up, guys. And we can be really happy in that journey. And also, though it's hard to understand everything that we do within this lifetime, death is not what we think. So it all really matters. And it can feel really good to get to do this experience. So I will be continuing with this Heaven series. Yay! Thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.